Welcome to Tell Me More Stories Told Us podcast.
We're so glad you could join us.
Get ready for an adventure because today we're diving deep into the really captivating story of a global phenomenon.
Yeah, forget the usual headlines. We've got some surprising facts and moments lined up.
Things that will definitely make you say, tell me more. We're charting the incredible journey of Jungkook, better known as Jungkook from BTS.
And specifically his huge impact as a solo artist as well. We've gathered, well, quite a bit of information.
We really have. Details on his early life, those crucial years with BTS, and of course his absolutely phenomenal solo career.
Our mission really is to pull out the most fascinating bits, connect the dots, and, make sense of his rapid rise.
Exactly. You want to understand the forces behind his global influence, his solo success, without getting totally overwhelmed by all the details out there.
So let's unpack this. Where does this amazing story really kick off?
It starts in Busan, South Korea. That's where Jungkook was born, September 1st, 1997.
Right. Grew up there with his parents, older brother, went to elementary and middle school in Busan.
But then things took a turn. He decided he wanted to be an idol trainee.
Which meant moving. He transferred to Singgu Middle School in Seoul. That's a big step for a kid.
A huge step. And, even before that, his ambition was pretty clear. Back in 2011, he actually auditioned for Superstar K.
Yeah, the big talent show. He didn't get selected, though, did he?
No, he didn't. But, and this is fascinating, that audition apparently sparked a ton of interest.
That's right. He got casting offers from, 7 different entertainment companies?
7.
Yeah.
Just for that one audition.
Yeah.
It really shows the kind of raw talent people were seeing, even back then.
Absolutely. Potential was clearly visible.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. He had all these options, these bigger companies calling, but he chose Big Hit Entertainment, which at the time was, much smaller.
And the reason is kind of legendary now, isn't it?
It is. He saw RM, who would become his bandmate, leader of BTS, perform, and he was just completely captivated, impressed.
That connection, that artistic spark, basically set his path. Incredible how one moment can do that.
It really is. And that choice led to something pretty unique, too, to get ready for debut.
Yeah, this is a great detail. Summer of 2012, they sent him to Los Angeles.
Right. For dance training at Movement Lifestyle, that's a serious investment. Shows real commitment from day one.
Totally. Refining those performance skills before they even launched.
Talk about dedication. And get this, even before BTS officially debuted, he was already kind of dipping his toes in the industry.
He popped up in a music video, didn't he? Joe Cron's I'm Da One.
Yep, June 2012. And he was a backup dancer for a group called Glam for a bit, too.
So learning the ropes, seeing how it all worked from the inside, valuable experience.
Definitely. Now, academically, he kept going, too. Graduated from the School of Performing Arts Seoul in 2017.
Which is impressive, balancing that with trainee life and then early BTS fame.
But he made a choice. He skipped the CSATs in 2016. That's the big Korean university entrance exam.
A major decision for any South Korean student. Clearly shows where his focus was. Music career first.
But he didn't completely ditch higher education. Fast forward to March 2022.
The Global Cyber University degree. Broadcasting and entertainment.
Exactly. And not just the degree he got the President's Award. That's the top honor the school gives out.
Wow. So even with that insane global career, he still pursued and excelled in his studies. That says a lot.
It really does. If you look at that whole early period, you see this clear drive, right? Proactive about his dream.
Definitely. That foundation, that work ethic, you can see how it fueled everything that came next with BTS.
And what a ride that was. June 12, 2013, debut day. Too Cool for School.
The beginning of something massive. The world started noticing this incredibly talented kid in his group.
And within BTS's huge body of work, Jungkook gave us these glimpses of his own sound, his own stories, through solo tracks.
Yeah, there were 3 main ones on their albums. First up was Begin in 2016 from Wings.
Right, that pop sound. And the lyrics were really personal, weren't they?
Very. It was all about his gratitude to the other members, for supporting him when he moved to Seoul so young. It even charted on GOM back then.
Then came Euphoria in 2018, part of the whole Love Yourself era.
Oh, Euphoria. What a track. Future bass vibe. And that stunning 9-minute short film that went with it.
Huge impact. It hit number 5 on the Billboard Bubbling Under Hot 100.
And it stayed on the Billboard World Digital Song Sales chart for, wait for it, 90 weeks.
90 weeks. That's insane. Longest charting solo track by any K-pop singer on that chart. What do you think made it stick around for so long?
Well, I think it's a combination, you know? The song itself is just really uplifting. His voice soars on it.
True.
And that short film added so much depth, like a whole extra layer of story and emotion. It wasn't just a song, it was an experience. People connected with that.
Yeah, that makes sense. The whole package. Then, 2020, Map of the Soul. 7, we got My Time.
A different vibe again. More R&B, introspective.
Right. Reflecting on, like, missing out on normal teenage stuff because of his career.
Which is a perspective we don't always hear. It also did really well, charted number 84 on the main Billboard Hot 100.
And it also had incredible longevity on the World Digital Song Sales Chart, 85 weeks. Second only to Euphoria.
So these solo tracks within BTS were really important, weren't they? Let him explore his own colors.
Definitely. But his contribution wasn't just singing these solos. He was involved in the production side, too.
Oh, yeah, absolutely. He got credits on Love Is Not Over back in 2015.
And Magic Shop in 2018.
And not just credits, he was listed as the main producer for both of those tracks.
That's significant. Shows he wasn't just a performer, but developing as a creator, right within the group structure.
Exactly, a multi-talented artist from early on. And the recognition for the group, including him, was immense.
Oh, for sure. October 2018, they all received the Hwaegwon Order of Cultural Merit, 5th class, from the president of South Korea.
A huge honor, recognizing their role in, you know, spreading Korean culture globally.
It's amazing, really, such young guys having that kind of national impact.
And it didn't stop there. July 2021, they were appointed special presidential envoys.
Right. For future generations and culture. Representing South Korea on the world stage, promoting global agendas.
It just speaks volumes about their influence, doesn't it? Moving beyond music into diplomacy.
Absolutely incredible reach. Okay, so that's the BTS context.
Yeah.
But he was also doing his own thing, his solo activities, even during the BTS years.
That's right. Alongside the whirlwind of BTS, he started carving out space for individual projects, showing different sides of himself.
Like back in 2015, he was part of that One Dream, One Korea campaign song.
A collaboration with lots of different Korean artists commemorating the Korean War, a really meaningful project.
And he did some TV appearances too, right? Showed off a different side.
Yeah, 2016 was busy for that. He was on the pilot for Flower Crew.
Oh, I remember that. And Celebrity Bromance.
Yeah.
Yep. And then he totally surprised everyone on King of Mask Singer.
As Fencing Man. People were shocked when he took the mask off. Showed off those vocals.
Definitely. And then speaking of vocals, that Charlie Puth collaboration.
Ah, yes. The 2018 performance of We Don't Talk Anymore at the Genie Music Awards.
Such a great moment, kind of bridging K-pop and Western pop, showed his versatility.
For sure. And he started sharing his own, like, self-produced music, too, directly with fans.
Right, through SoundCloud initially. Still With You in June 2020 for BTS's anniversary.
Such a beautiful song. Really personal. Fans loved it.
And then came Stay Alive in February 2022. The soundtrack for the webtoon, Seven Fates, Chaco. Produced by Shuka.
Yeah, and that one was a huge milestone for him solo. His first entry ever on the Billboard Hot 100, debuted at 95.
Wow. And first solo top 10 on the Global Explain US chart, too. Number 8.
Plus, it made history in the UK. First Korean soundtrack to debut on their main singles chart, hit number 89.
Just an incredible achievement for an OST, especially one tied to a webtoon.
It really was. And he followed that up just a few months later, June 2022, with another free song for the fans.
My You for BTS's 9th anniversary, keeping that direct connection going.
And then the second big Charlie Puth team up, Left and Right.
Summer 2022, that song was everywhere. Peaked at 22 on the Hot 100.
Another success. These Western collabs really seemed to broaden his reach, didn't they?
Definitely paved the way. And then the World Cup.
Oh, man. November 2022, releasing Dreamers for the official soundtrack.
And performing it at the opening ceremony in Qatar on that massive global stage.
History made right there.
Sure.
First South Korean artist ever to release an official World Cup song and perform at the opening ceremony.
It doesn't really get bigger than that, does it?
No.
Billions watching.
Truly iconic. And his influence just kept expanding. March 2023, he's announced as a global ambassador for Calvin Klein.
Right. A huge fashion gig. Solidifies that global icon status beyond just music.
It really does. And speaking of making things official, July 2023.
Ah, yes. Still With You and My You, those SoundCloud tracks.
Finally released properly on all the streaming platforms. Made them accessible to everyone.
That felt like a real signal, didn't it? Gearing up for the official solo launch.
Absolutely, building that anticipation. And then, bam, July 14th, 2023.
7. featuring Latto, the official solo debut single. And it just exploded.
Exploded is an understatement. Debuted at #1 on the Hot 100, #1 on the Global 200, #1 on the Global US chart.
All at the same time. First Korean solo artist ever to do that. Just smashed records.
And the streaming. Fastest song in history to hit 1 billion streams on Spotify.
Unbelievable. And the awards just rained down. MMAs for Best Collaboration, Best Dance Performance, MTV Awards in Europe and the US.
Best Song, Song of Summer. 7 was just a phenomenon. Unprecedented success right out of the gate.
It really set the stage. And he kept the momentum going. September 2023, headlining the Global Citizen Festival.
Yeah, in Central Park, New York, big stage, important cause, showed his global pull.
And just days later, end of September, single #2 drops.
3D featuring Jack Harlow, super catchy.
And another hit. Debuted at #5 on the Hot 100 and #5 in the UK as well.
Which made him the first Korean solo artist to have 2 back-to-back top 5 singles on the UK chart, proving 7 wasn't a one-off.
He had real staying power, and the industry noticed. That same month, The Hollywood Reporter put him on their first ever Platinum Players of Music list.
High praise, right up there with the industry elite. And the collabs continued, October 2023.
Too much. With the Kid Laroi and Central C.
Debut #10 in the UK, which meant...
Yes, Korea again. First Korean solo artist with 3 top 10 singles in the UK charts. His range is just incredible, blending with different artists so easily.
It's remarkable, and all this built up to the main event, November 3, 2023.
The debut solo album, Golden, and the 3rd single, Standing Next to You.
And Golden just shattered sales records. Biggest opening week ever for a South Korean solo artist.
Became the first solo album from South Korea to sell over 2.5 million copies. The demand was just immense.
Huge numbers. And on the Billboard 200 album chart.
Debuted at #2, one of the highest charting K-soloists ever, and the first to sell over 200,000 copies in the US in 1 week.
Just incredible. And again, awards followed. Melon Music Awards, Golden Disc Awards for the album, for the singles.
More memes, Soul Music Awards, critics, fans, everyone embraced his solo work. It was undeniable.
And even after starting his mandatory military service in December 2023, we still heard from him musically.
Right, June 2024, for BTS 11th anniversary, they released Never Let Go.
His first project out post-enlistment. A really sweet gift to the fans.
And we got to see a different side, too, with that Disney Plus reality series, Are You Sure? With Jimin.
Yeah, August 2024. A more personal look at their friendship, their travels. Fans loved that insight.
Definitely. And then the documentary, Jungkook, I Am Still.
September 2024. Chronicling that whole journey leading up to Golden, premiered in like 120 territories.
Giving us that behind-the-scenes look at his process, his thoughts. Really intimate.
And it even got an expanded release later.
It's also really important, I think, to mention his philanthropy. He's given back significantly.
Absolutely. $1 billion, that's a lot of money, to Seoul National University Children's Hospital in April 2023.
And another $1 billion through the Hope Bridge Association for wildfire relief in March 2025.
Shows a real commitment beyond the music and the fame, using his platform for good.
Okay, wow. Before we dive deeper into what makes Jungkook's story so impactful,
yeah, let's take a quick pause.
If you're enjoying this deep dive on Tell Me More Stories Told as podcast, please take just a second to hit that subscribe button wherever you're listening.
We have so many more fascinating stories like this lined up. You really won't want to miss out.
Okay, let's get back to it. We've covered so much ground already.
We really have. Early days, BTS explosion, solo domination.
So let's step back. We've tracked Jungkook from his early dreams in Busan, through the monumental success with BTS, and into these record-shattering solo achievements.
Yeah, from that LA dance training way back when to headlining the World Cup.
From topping every chart imaginable, seemingly overnight, to becoming this sold-out king where anything he touches just flies off the shelves.
His story is just, well, an incredible testament to talent, relentless dedication, and that genuine connection he seems to have with people all over the world.
So what are the big takeaways here? What does it all really mean?
I think it really highlights something crucial. It's not just about individual talent, right? It's also about the power of that strong group foundation.
Right. BTS wasn't just a launch pad, it was a crucible. It honed their skills, built this enormous, passionate fan base.
Exactly. And that base, that experience, allowed each member, including Jungkook, the space to eventually explore their own individual colors, their own artistry.
Your solo work feels like it builds directly on all those years of experience, doesn't it? but it also shows his own distinct style.
Completely. It showcases his versatility. He can deliver those heartfelt ballads like Still With You, and then these high-energy global pop anthems like Seven or Standing Next to You.
That ability to connect across different sounds, different projects, is pretty remarkable.
It really is. It speaks to a really deep understanding of performance and connection.
Which leads to a really interesting question for you, our listeners, to think about.
In this age of globalized music, where barriers seem to be falling.
What does Jungkook's incredibly fast, incredibly successful solo career tell us about the future?
Right.
Especially for artists coming out of really big groups.
Is this kind of trajectory a blueprint others might follow? Or is it more of a unique phenomenon, fueled by the very specific circumstances of BTS's global dominance and his particular talent?
It's worth pondering that balance, isn't it? Between the group identity that builds the foundation and the individual expression that lets an artist soar on their own. How does that work in pop music today?
Lots to think about there.
Definitely. Well, thank you for joining us on this deep dive into the phenomenal world of Jungkook right here on Tell Me More Stories Told, his podcast.
We'll catch you next time with another story just waiting to unfold.